What if I told you that one of the most talked about molecules in biohacking right now, something people are taking to boost their energy, sharpen their brain, and even slow aging, was originally invented to dye blue jeans? Oh, and it turns your pee bright blue. This is the story of methylene blue, a 150-year-old compound with a genuinely wild history, some real science behind it, and some serious risks that most people online are completely ignoring. So, methylene blue was first synthesized in 1876 by a German chemist named Heinrich Caro. It was a textile dye meant for fabrics, not humans. But then in 1891, two researchers named Paul Gutmann and Paul Ehrlich discovered something remarkable. This blue dye could treat malaria. And here's the thing. Paul Ehrlich went on to use methylene blue as the foundation for his concept of a magic bullet drug. That idea that you could design a molecule to target a specific disease became the basis of all modern pharmacology. So, this humble textile dye literally helped birth modern medicine. Fast forward to today, and methylene blue's only FDA approved use, granted in 2016, is for treating a condition called methemoglobinemia, where your blood loses its ability to carry oxygen properly. Everything else you're hearing about that's off label or experimental. Okay, so why are biohackers obsessed with this stuff? It comes down to your mitochondria, the energy factories inside every cell. Normally, your mitochondria produce energy through something called the electron transport chain. Think of it like a relay race where electrons get passed from one complex to the next, and ATP, your cellular fuel, gets produced along the way. Now, here's what makes methylene blue special. It acts as an electron shuttle. It can cycle between an oxidized state where it's blue and a reduced state where it's actually colorless. And in doing so, it can bypass damaged parts of the electron transport chain entirely. It takes electrons from NADH and hands them directly to cytochrome C, skipping over broken complexes. Research published in the journal Pharmacology and Therapeutics suggests this can boost ATP production by roughly 30 to 40%, and a 2024 study in MDPI found it increased the number of active mitochondria in cells and improved cellular survival. At low doses, it also acts as an antioxidant, mopping up excess reactive oxygen species. This is genuinely elegant biochemistry. The benefits don't stop at energy, at least in the lab. A randomized, double blinded trial gave healthy volunteers a single low dose of methylene blue and then scanned their brains with fMRI. The researchers found it actually altered resting state brain connectivity. And here's the kicker: participants recalled number sequences significantly better a full month later. That's remarkable from a single dose. On the skin side, a University of Maryland study published in Nature's Scientific Reports found that methylene blue outperformed well-known antioxidants like MitoQ and NAC at stimulating fibroblast growth, delaying cellular senescence, and boosting collagen and elastin production. So the anti aging angle isn't completely made up, but, and this is a big but, most of these impressive findings come from cell cultures, animal models, or very small human trials. When researchers tested a methylene blue derivative called TRX0237 in large Alzheimer's trials, the kind of rigorous, large scale studies we actually need, it showed no clear overall benefit. The hype has outrun the evidence. And now we need to talk about the dangers, because this is where things get genuinely scary. First, methylene blue is a potent monoamine oxidase inhibitor. An MAOI. If you combine it with SSR is like Zoloft or Lexapro, or SNR is like Effexor, you risk triggering serotonin syndrome. That means seizures, dangerously high body temperature, and potentially death. This carries an FDA black box level warning, and yet I see almost nobody in the biohacking space mentioning it. Second, if you have a genetic condition called G6PD deficiency, which affects roughly 400 million people worldwide and is especially common in people of African, Mediterranean, and Asian descent, methylene blue can cause severe hemolytic anemia, where your red blood cells literally break apart. Third, dose matters enormously. At low doses, around zero point 0.5 to 1 milligram per kilogram of body weight, it's an antioxidant. Go higher and it flips, becoming a pro-oxidant that increases the very oxidative stress you're trying to reduce. More is definitively not better. And finally, the supplement quality problem is staggering. Third party testing has found 200 to 300% variation between what's on the label and what's actually in the bottle. Many products sold online are industrial or aquarium grade methylene blue, not pharmaceutical grade, and have been found to contain arsenic, lead, and other heavy metals. The FDA has documented serious adverse events from these unregulated products. So, here's where I land on methylene blue. The science is genuinely fascinating. The mitochondrial mechanism is elegant and well understood, but the human evidence is still early, the risks are real, and the supplement market is a minefield. If you're still interested after all that, here's what I'd say. 1. Talk to your doctor first, especially if you take any psychiatric medication. The serotonin syndrome risk is non negotiable. 2. Get screened for G6PD deficiency before you even consider it. 3. If you do try it, only use pharmaceutical USP-grade methylene blue with a third-party certificate of analysis. Never aquarium grade. 4. Respect the dose. The typical biohacker range is zero point 0.5 to 1 milligram per kilogram, and the therapeutic window is narrow. And 5, honestly, for most people, you'd be better off starting with mitochondrial supports that have much stronger human evidence. CoQ10, regular exercise, cold exposure, and optimizing your sleep. Those aren't as sexy as a blue dye that turns your tongue the color of a smurf, but the science behind them is far more robust. As always, stay curious, but stay critical. I'll see you in the next one.